So this is the absolutely stunning Kynance Cove. I'd known about it for a while, but for some reason hadn't been. And I honestly think it's probably my favourite beach that I've ever been to in Cornwall. We actually raced down really quickly, and that's why my videos aren't that great from the top, and I must come back and do it all properly again. But we really wanted to go and capture Asparagus Island and be able to walk around them while the tide was out, and we knew that we were only just going to make it. So all these little island rock formations have their own names, and the largest of which is called Asparagus Island, and it was actually named that because of a rare wild asparagus that grows on it called Asparagus prostratus. I hope my pronunciation is right. We also missed what's called the Devil's Bellows, which is a blowhole on Asparagus Island, which is caused by the sea tunnelling along a fault line. There's also a second blowhole which goes every day called the Post Office, and it's named because there is enough suction to post a letter in it. When I come back, I'm definitely going to work out at what time these blowholes go and try and time it correctly. So normally, as a National Trust member, which I am now, you would get free parking, but it was super busy when we went, so very annoyingly we had to go and pay to park in a field, which I'm not sure how legitimate it was, but anyway, we parked fine. And so it was a little bit further walk to the beach than it would be in the National Trust car park, but still, it probably took us about half an hour in total. There are some steep steps to get down there, so if you've got mobility issues, I think there's another route to go down which is a little bit easier. But for anyone else, it's fine. It's nothing like as difficult as getting to Nangisel Beach. So aside from being a beautiful little cove in its own right, I think what makes this beach so unique is all the amazing black rock formations that are all over it, and there's so many caves and caverns to explore. It just makes it a lot more fun than a regular beach. The rocks themselves are actually of specific geological interest. So aside from Asparagus Island, some of these other little islands and rock formations are called Steeple Rock, Serpentine Rock, Sugarloaf Rock, and you'll also find one called Prince Albert's Rock, which I think is the one that we just went past, which got its name from when Prince Albert visited the cove with his children in 1846. I absolutely loved wandering about through the caves and exploring. I really wished I'd have bought my bikini, but the weather forecast was really poor and it was supposed to rain for a lot of the day. But I find this in Cornwall a lot, that the weather always surprises me for the positive down here. To the point I've been wondering if they tried to keep tourists away by showing poor weather when it's actually beautiful. This green and red rock at Kynance Cove is especially unusual, and it's been polished by thousands of years of crashing waves, and it almost looks like lizard or snake skin, which is kind of ironic considering that Kynance Cove is in the Lizard Peninsula. Really tight. Oh my god, it's really oh shit. I wasn't expecting that. Some of the caves are really deep, and obviously you do have to be very aware of the tide because you do not want to get stuck in one of these when the tide is coming in. I'm really claustrophobic, so I brought my friend back to lead the way. So I'm daring my friend to go right to the end. But you have to go all the way through. Actually, that means I have to go all the way through. I'm claustrophobic. I can handle it till this point and then it gets terrifying.
There's some more there.
Oh shit, I need the flash. I've got the flash. We're back. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I know. That's ah!
I can see it now. there's all like slimy.
The word spiders was all I needed to hear to get out of this cave very quickly. I have no idea what spiders are doing when they get washed out by the ocean. So I searched the whole of the internet to try to find out the history of these abandoned cottages. I can't believe someone hasn't done them up and isn't living on them, because it's the most beautiful, amazing location right on the beach. But the last known source I can find of them was that they were used as a holiday rental let in 1972. So they were being used and lived in up until at least that point. Supposedly the owners back then that were running the holiday let were pretty elderly, so I'm assuming that after that no one really took them on. What a shame. So at the top of these stairs is the Eco Cafe, which is owned by the National Trust. You can get a drink here and there's some absolutely stunning views from the cafe over the beach. So this cafe became the property of the National Trust in 1999, and they renovated it and provided mains, water and electricity. Prior to that, the Kynance Cafe, which actually opened for business in 1929, had relied on spring water and a generator for power. If you want to take a break from the sun, there's an indoor seated area where you get this beautiful view, and you can also see people making their way up and down onto the beach. I love this cloud just popping over the hills. I think this guy thought I was filming him. So there's another set of steps here that takes you up onto one of the rocks, and you get again an absolutely fantastic view over the cove. As we headed back down, the tide was coming in fast, and we didn't really have too long before we needed to get off the beach, because it is dangerous to stay on too long and get caught up in one of the caves. I fixed something. Actually works. It really is a hot spot, so this is where you have to get to. I'm really surprised it goes from one bar to 4.